So it's been a bit more than 2 months since we are here in Bali. So I decided to share my experience, what I think about it so far. Because honestly, before we came and I was searching on YouTube information about Bali, I had very mixed feelings. In the one side, it's like a beautiful island. There is like so many nice nature, all these rice fields, waterfalls, and everything. But in another hand, when you search about people who actually live here as an expat, you get a bit different picture. People say that like Bali is not the same. It's overcrowded. There's too many tourists. The traffic is horrible. There is so many insects, Bali Bailey, and like so many negative stuff. Honestly, it was like my first time. I was not very excited for some reason about coming here. It was like really mixed feelings. On one hand, I was like, no, but like I normally like everywhere, so it will be nice. But on the other hand, like all these negative reviews in the internet put me down, and my husband was feeling the same actually. And also, we've been in so many countries in Southeast Asia, but never in Bali. Why? Because the seasons here are different. Normally in the summers we work in Europe to save money, and in winter we go to Southeast Asia to travel. And normally it was working perfectly because when it's cold in Europe, it was beautiful dry season in countries like Thailand, Philippines, Malaysia, so it was great. But the Bali season is actually opposite. So the dry season here is the same time when it's like summer in Europe. So like July and August are the best months to come. And from November till April, it's like rain season. So honestly, me and my husband, we do love Southeast Asia, and we're actually thinking to maybe relocate here one day and stay here like permanently. But we never experienced rain season, so we were thinking like it was a great plan, like to test it out, to see how it's rain season, and to actually understand if we're okay with it or not. Because some people saying it's fine, and some people saying it's like rains too much. So I guess you never know until you experienced it. And we also had a plan that if we don't like it after first 2 months, when our visa on arrival finish, we just get a ticket and go somewhere like Thailand, where we know we love it. So we arrived in the middle of November, and now it's end of January. And honestly, I love it. So let's debunk all these myths one by one. But obviously, guys, it's my personal experience, so you still need to come here and experience it for itself and decide is it actually working for you or not. And the first thing is the traffic, because that's something which everyone mentioned that it's like spoiling this all the experience which they had in the island. I would say, yeah, the moment we get out of the airport, we got a taxi and we start driving to our hotel. We rented a hotel in Kuta Beach. We did stuck in a traffic in some time because Bali is actually quite small, and the roads were built here for back in the days when it was not all this amount of tourists and expats coming here. So now the population is so dense and the roads are still quite narrow and small. So yeah, the traffic is a big issue, but it also depends on where you are. So it's like really bad around Canggu area. It's overpopulated. Let's say around Kuta it was quite bad as well, in Ubud. Um, but if you avoid these areas, it's not that bad. And if you have a scooter, it's also really good because there are so many these tiny roads where only scooters can drive. And also, if you are a confident driver, you can just like drive around. And it's like common thing here to drive in the pavement and like just go around the traffic. But please, guys, if you're not experienced driver, don't try to drive here because it is quite harsh. So comparing to the rest Southeast Asian countries, I would say the traffic is quite similar because I remember in when we were staying in Goa, traffic was pretty bad as well. Every evening around Arambo, it was just standing. We were hardly moving. So it's quite similar, you know. So I think like when you know where and what time not to come, you are fine. Next thing I was worried was accommodation because as far as I understood when I was searching about Bali that it's a very common thing to rent a villa here and because villas sometimes are quite big, you are you're going to be sharing it with other people. So let's say you will have your bedroom with your private bathroom, but the common areas like kitchen, pool, and living room will be shared. And honestly, I'm not really a fan of sharing, especially things like kitchen and living room, because I'm quite an introverted person, so I do like my own space and the kitchen. I have my cleaning started, so I wouldn't really like to use the same kitchen as everyone else. So villas was not kind of an option, and the private villas are quite pricey. So I wasn't thinking about that. And the next really popular accommodation type is guest houses, where it's kind of like a hotel. So you have your own room with your private bathroom, and there is normally like a shared pool area where you can like relax and work, do whatever you want. And normally in these kind of things, there are also the kitchens, and a lot of times the kitchens are outside, which looks amazing. And probably if you've never been in Southeast Asia, you would think, oh, it's so cool to cook and like in the garden with all these nice flowers and everything. So as an idea, it's really cool. Same as open showers, but there are so many insects here, so it's not an option for me. Like I know I don't want open shower and I don't want open kitchen. I don't want open anything because first of all it's really hot. You all want aircon, and second of all, yeah, there's like all insects everywhere. I wouldn't want that. So about this sharing thing, honestly, I was thinking guest house will be our option to go because they are quite affordable. You can find like from 200 to 600 euros a month, obviously depending how big is the room and the location. But when we actually arrived and started checking, I realized the guest houses room is too small. Like normally they literally look like a hotel room. So there is a bed, there is TV, maybe some little table, and kind of that's it. So there is no even like wardrobe to pay to put your stuff. Plus, we needed like two big tables to work on our laptops, and plus, I would love to have kitchen. But we did spend like few days looking for accommodation, and we actually did find really nice accommodation where I'm now recording. I probably will make a separate video about it. I will show you around and tell how much we paid and how we found it. So now we have our own little studio. So it have a living room, kitchen, bedroom. It's quite small, obviously bathroom, and we're sharing only pool area, which is fine. Honestly, we don't actually use pool that much. So yeah, accommodations here are really, really nice, and there are so many different options. And the cool thing which I like at that there is no minimum spend because as you travel in Southeast Asia, you probably know that many countries they actually have a minimum spend. Like in Bangkok, for example, it can be 6 months or even 1 year. And if you just want to stay for a few months, you might be able just you wouldn't be able to find anything. It's a big problem. But here in Bali, it was fine, you know. Some people even ask us like for how long we're gonna stay. We just like this place where we're staying. We just said we're gonna stay for a month, and if we like it, we're gonna stay more. And we did like it, so we're staying the third month here now. But yeah, that's a cool thing. Obviously, if you're gonna stay longer, they're gonna offer you a better price. So, but I mean, if you don't want and we want to, let's say, like spend 1 month in Canggu and then move, let's say, to Ubud and then move somewhere else, It's totally up to you, and you can do it, and that's amazing. And of course, I want to speak about the weather because honestly, it was my biggest worry, my biggest downside. I was thinking it's gonna rain day and night non-stop and we wouldn't be able to go out of the house. But we were kind of okay with that because we are working quite a lot from home. So we were thinking like the days it will rain, we'll just stay home, and when the weather gets a bit better, we'll go around and check something. But honestly, it was not like I expected at all. It's totally great, and I realized I'm totally fine with the rain season. At least here in Bali, so far, it's going not bad at all. When we arrived in November, let's say, it was mostly sunny. It was a bit cloudy days and it was raining at night. It was quite big rain, obviously, like tropical rain, but mostly at night, as I said, and maybe like every 2 weeks, let's say, November and December, it was like very big storm coming when for a few days it was raining a lot. It might rain like all night and also sometimes in daytime, and it was like a little bit flooding issue. I was worried about it as well. That's why when we were looking for accommodation, we made sure we rented something not on the ground floor, so in case it's like flooded area, the water wouldn't come inside the apartment. So where we are staying around Karabakan area, there were some streets which were fully flooded, and honestly, it was looking like scary when you're driving in a scooter. The water comes all the way up and sometimes like even to the middle of the wheel, and some shops were closed, some businesses were closed. But because it's so hot, usually this kind of flooding, they were like for a few hours, and then they were going away. And normally here in Bali, when there is a road, on the both sides of the road, there are some kind of like streams where water can go, and it goes to some rivers and then eventually to the sea. So normally flooding happens when these rivers the streams get filled up, and then it's flooding to the road. But as I said, like, sometimes I remember in our gym where we're going, the area there is easily flooded from like if it's been rain all night. Normally when we go to gym, we know we have to pass this place with the water. But for you to understand, we can go to the gym with this water, train for 1 hour, and when we're coming back, the road is already dry because it's still so hot and humid, and like the water just evaporates so quick. So honestly, it's not bad at all. We are prepared, we have rain jackets all the time in our scooters because like you never know, it can be funny and then suddenly just the clouds come and it's raining. But it's still hot, it's still lovely weather. Well, we realized with my husband that we can live in the rainy season if we don't have like some regular life where you need to be somewhere no matter what. So what I mean is like we are quite free. So if if we see it's raining, we just don't go somewhere. Or if we see suddenly there is good weather, we just jump on the scooter and go somewhere. But one time we needed to extend our visas, and when we wake up around like 6, 7 in the morning, it's been raining so bad, and I feel like it's been raining for a few hours. So that day was not good because like we had to go to immigration, we had appointment, so we had to go, and we were like so wet. And the water, I didn't even record because like I was scared to take my phone out. The water was like somebody just dropped buckets over, and it was flooding everywhere, it was water everywhere. And when we actually parked next to the immigration office, the water there was seriously. I was wearing my shoes. I was thinking, like, normally when we're driving in the rain, I'm on the flip flops and the fingers get like a bit soggy. I don't like that feeling. I was like, oh, I will wear shoes, it will protect my feet. But of course, it gets soaked wet. Everything was wet. And when I step outside, I realized all my shoes covered in water. So water was like that. And it was actually really scary because, as I said, when you walk this road, from both sides, there are these streams which quite deep. So like we didn't know where are they. So we were just like walking in the road where the cars and scooters, everybody are there. It was like disaster, honestly. But luckily everything was fine. We just came home, we dried everything, and it was just like it was an experience, honestly. But other than that, it's just when it's like a big storm, we just don't go anywhere. So like that. Rain season is not bad at all. The January though, I realized January was way more rain than it was in December and November. I heard like January is like the worst month, and then December and February kind of like a bit better. And yeah, I agree. January was quite rainy, but still, it rains every day, but it rains quite short and mostly at night. And even if it's in daytime, it's like 1 hour maximum. Of course, there are days when it's rained quite a lot, like it rains, let's say half an hour no rain, then rains again. So there are days like that. It's just we're staying at home these days, you know. So I guess if you are like coming here as a tourist, it's a bit risky because you might come to that week when there is storm. But if you're coming here to live, it's quite nice, It's the weather is not as hot, so it's actually lovely. But when it's sunny, it feels really, really hot. But I mean, when it's like nice cloudy day like today, it's fine. It's not as hot. It's nice, pleasant weather. But when it's actually sunny, the sun here is so harsh. That's why when you see locals, they all colored. They all wear long sleeves, trousers. They're trying to protect themselves from the sun. Me with my white skin, I'm getting burned so quick. So I did bought like some kind of UF protection long sleeve things here. Which actually is cool because I have a hood as well, so I can like cover myself fully. I do use a lot of sun cream, even like in the cloudy days. For my skin, I still need to use it. My husband, he's from Cyprus, so his skin a bit better. But even he, like when he surfs, he does come out with a red nose. Although I do put him a lot of sun cream, it's still like that. About the surf, the waves here are quite aggressive, so for me, it's a bit scary. I don't really surf much, and when I swim, I don't go far away because the current is quite powerful, and many people they don't know about that, and they just go and try to go until like this, and then huge wave come, and the problem happens. So actually, when we are on the beach, we see a lot of times when the lifeguards have to save someone's life because people actually don't know what they are doing. Even like JJ, one time he was surfing and he ended up saving someone's life because it was one guy. I think he was from Serbia or something like that, from these kind of countries which don't really know. Like even me, I never knew that sea can be a danger because normally it's like our seas are quite quiet and there is not much waves and not much currents and everything, but here it's totally different. So JJ was surfing and he heard someone was saying help, help, and he saw this quite big guy. He was trying to help him. He tried to call the lifeguards. They came with a surfboard. They take the guy out. And when the guy was out, he was like nearly passed out. He said his chest is hurting, so they end up calling ambulance for him. So it's just not fun, Just be careful, yeah, when you're playing with the waves. Just like know how confident you are, good swimmer you are. So realize, yeah. But the surf, JJ really likes it, and I think there are like different beaches for different types of surfers. So I mean, like if you are intermediate or if you're beginner, you can find some places. So if you are great. For the insects, I do agree. There are a lot of insects here, and I do have experience living in many places in Southeast Asia. I think here there are more. Maybe something to do with the rain season. I don't know. Maybe it's more. And considering that we're using aircon 24/7, so most of the time all the windows, all the doors, everything is closed, but still we find some spiders, some random things. There's like this weird insect which I don't even know who is it, but they like just keep appearing. They keep pulling them away. They keep appearing. I don't know where they're coming from. And also we have like one insect because on our balcony we have like a wooden frame, and there is one insect which keep coming and laying their eggs there. And honestly, it's so disgusting. I already tried to spray it. I already tried to put like the vinegar or something like to fix it. But yeah, it's part of life here. You get used to it. But the good thing is there's so many lizards here, and they do eat a lot of insects, so it's cool. Our first week, I think we were very sensitive to mosquitoes, and I was feeling the bites, and we had to put spray every evening. But then I think our bodies get used to it, or I don't know, maybe something happened with mosquitoes, but they stop eating us. So we stop using this spray till now and go out at night. Everything is fine. And the good thing I didn't see much of these huge cockroaches here because I'm so scared of it. And for some reason, luckily, I didn't see much around, which is great. And let's speak about food. I heard that the food in Bali is really, really good, and I agree. But obviously, not every way. You still need to check reviews and try for yourself. There are these local places called barungs, and they're like a buffet, so you can just like check what you like and try it. And normally they're quite nice. I did like the local cuisine. I wouldn't say it's like my favorite cuisine in the world, but it's pretty nice. Like the things like nasi goreng, fried rice, mia goreng, fried noodles, and the chicken is quite nice. And lots of like saucy things they do, which are quite tasty and nice. And it's so cheap. It's so cheap. The great thing that there are so many these international restaurants and there's like fancy breakfast restaurants which have like this avocado toast and all this kind of smoothie bowls, these fancy things. And although they are quite expensive comparing to local food, they are still really, really affordable because in many countries in Southeast Asia, although like the local food is cheap, if you want to go for like burger or pasta, it's normally like so expensive sometimes the same price you would have paid in Europe. But here it's not like that. Like still you can get for let's say for €3 sometimes avocado toast, which is really good. So there is like this I really really like. I don't cook much here. I cook mostly the breakfast. So for dinner we always go out, and you go to go get tired from this like same Indonesian food. So you want something like Indian, Italian, something like that. And we eat here a lot this kind of stuff because it is quite affordable compared to let's say Thailand, where this kind of restaurants normally was so expensive and it was more like for special occasion. Here it's like normal thing. For example, yesterday we ate Indian food for dinner and we pay I think around 10 euros for two curries, rice, naan, and drinks. So yeah, 10 euros. So good. But the prices, guys, if you're interested, I can make a separate video about it because we've been tracking our monthly cost just for us to see how much we are spending. So I did put down everything we're spending, so I can share it with you if you're interested. Let me know in the comments. And about the Bali Belly, let me tell you how we did avoid it. We have very simple rule, and it's not only for Bali; it's for any country we go. We just don't go to empty restaurants. So if you see the restaurant is full, especially with locals, that means probably it's nice, it's good price, and because people are keep coming, they have fresh food all the time. And when you go to this empty restaurant, they have 20 items in the menu, and how they possibly can have all the ingredients fresh there if they don't have customers. So yeah, that's a big no. So yeah, we don't go to empty restaurants, and so far so good. So honestly, we didn't travel around Bali too much. We were mainly just living here. Honestly, just we had few aims for this winter. First one was to make sure our online income is stable, and second one was like to fix our health. We're trying to like eat more healthy, sleep better, stress less, and all this kind of stuff. And we start going to gym. So our routine was mainly like to go gym, come home, work, and then we just go on weekend somewhere, let's say surf or cinema, something fun to do. Because honestly, it was a bit hard to plan anything with the rain situation because you don't know when the rain might come, and when you're going somewhere far away, it's a bit risky. You just drive somewhere 2 hours and then you realize it's rainy day, so you cannot enjoy your activity much. Plus, because of this Christmas and New Year house, there was so many people. All the attractions was full and it was traffic everywhere. So we decided to wait a little bit and probably in February we'll start exploring around. So I don't know how to be here like tourist yet, but to live here is really, really comfortable. I feel like people are so nice and they don't look at you like money. But again, like I didn't been to tourist attraction yet, so maybe my opinion will change. But now, like when you go to the fruit market and everything, like where is no prices, I know people will not overcharge me just because I look as a foreigner. I think only one place we did felt like some lady just tried to charge us so much for passion fruit, and we just like left and went to the regular place we're going, and to where they charge us good. And it's like so convenient here because like there is all these taxi apps like Gojek and Grab. There is so many food deliveries, so if it's like raining heavily and we don't want to go or eat out, we can just order the delivery. So yeah, there is like so many things for expats here, nice co-working spaces, nice cafes, all these fancy coffees and breakfast places. The gyms are so good, although around Canggu area they're quite expensive, but around area we are staying we find pretty good gym, which is not expensive at all, the reasonable price and really nice and good facility. So yeah, to live here it's really comfortable, and yeah, there's so many nice accommodation options. There is a great community here. There is like meetups and all these kind of things, although we've been quite busy, so we still didn't go to these kind of things, but we're hoping to go soon. And there are so many places where you can pay by card, which has been pretty good, so we don't need to use ATMs and pay all these fees. And I do feel really safe here. As I said like millions of times already, the people are really nice. And yeah, I heard about dogs as well. There are a lot of dogs here, but they're quite friendly. And in general, like Bali have its own vibe. There is really nice religion here with these offerings and flowers. It just looks so nice. So honestly, I don't know why I was so worried, and I don't know why there are so many negative videos in the internet. Maybe these people just don't want to be Bali even more overcrowded and even more people come and experience it. But yeah, I love it. I love it. And honestly, before I came here, I was thinking Thailand is my favorite place, and I was thinking, like me and my husband, we were considering maybe Thailand as a place to relocate. But now Bali is like a strong competitor because although it's smaller, but people do speak English, not like in Thailand, and there is amazing international food for quite affordable prices, which is great as well. So yeah, I definitely like Bali, and I'm excited to see actually the beauty of it because yeah, we didn't see much yet. I'm really excited. I hope the weather will get better soon and we can go and check all these rice fields and waterfalls and temples. We've been in one place in the Nuanu, I think it's called Nuanu Creative Space. Although it's like they're still building it, but they have a nice light show there on a big huge masks and the garden with the special cool effects, which was really cool. So yeah, that's it guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments what you want to know about Bali, what you want me to tell you, how we're spending days or how much we're spending or whatever you're interested in. Let me know in the comments, and thank you for watching. Bye.